Yeah, you know, they got an old wives' tale. Goes something like, lightning never strikes twice in the same place. Oh, yes, it does. I've seen it hit 3 or 4 times. Kaboom, 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 right in the same place, man. How about you? You ever felt that lightning coming through you? Ooh, it gives you a buzz, 'cause, man, either kills you or brings you back to life. Just like a lot of things in this life, man. But when that lightning strikes, all of a sudden your vision is clear. You know, if you don't know if you're done here just yet, but there is no regret. You know, when that old lightning strikes and you know it could be, this could be it, man. You know, it's like, okay. Your whole body and soul just relaxes and goes with the flow of it. That's probably why you live to tell about it, because you don't take it as death. You take it as a moment of clarity, a moment of incredible clarity, where all of a sudden, whatever it's been, man, okay, man, wow, what an experience. What a tremendous piece of growing we've done there, man. I mean, holy cow. I want to go home now, baby. And that love just draws you in, but you draw that love in with you and come back to life in this 3D and say, hey, what the hell's wrong with me? I just got hit by lightning and nothing happened, man. You start growing hair out your, you know, your arms and stuff. You know, you start looking like a gorilla after a while. No. But you do have that moment of clarity, baby. You might see the gorilla coming out of you, you know, kind of relaxing a wee bit and just being, instead of a big old bully, a little more of a woolly little sheep, don't you know, man? Just follow the heart around. Go, bah, mama, mama, bah. What do you think, you know, sheep like to follow the ladies around? Mama, bad, mama, bad. See, babies, you know, whatever we are is not what we have to be, because what we are is what we really be, okay? That don't mean the God of Father. I'm sorry, man, you know, or anybody else, you know. Maybe you're a taxi driver. Maybe you're a dock worker. I mean, whatever, man. I mean, you know, me, I'd rather be a beach bum than anything, I think, except it's too hot down there. It's always, you know, so humid, man, you know. You feel like a sponge, man, you know. Got to have a little altitude, man. You got to be up here in the mountains if you really want to get it clear when the lightning hits you, dear. Well, there's a little ray of lightning, a little ray of sunshine, actually, coming your way, but it's a lot like lightning today, man, because, ooh, we built it up earlier, man, and now it's going boom, 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 everywhere. Lights coming on all over this earth, man, you know. It's a little ray gun, man, I tell you. And not Ronnie or Nancy, either one, man. This is a ray gun of love, man. Instead of destroying things, it brings them back to life, you know. So we got incredible worries, incredible strife in this reality. I mean, the devil's at the doorstep, and he's got a shotgun and a hand grenade, man. Who knows what's going to happen, man. But you know what? We're all snuggled down inside. We got a brick house, man. Besides that, we got underground shelters better than any old dumb they ever seen, man, you know. And they'll never be able to even find it, you know. And then we can slip away, you know, in our UFO someday. You know, we just, you know, we don't take their shit lying down. We ain't gonna, man, you know. So devil, you know, just has to dance up and down and parade around and feel real important. But let 'em do it, man. Big deal, you know. So what? You know, they ain't real. And that ain't life, man. You want to come over here and party, buddy? And, you know, I mean, you want to better drop the shotgun and, you know, give away the hand grenade. I mean, you know, put it back in the ground, bury it deep so nobody can ever find it again, okay? And don't pull the pin. Okay, yeah, good. Devil's finally coming our way, babies. I mean, if the devil can do it, what about you? I mean, shoot. I mean, that's the major stuff right there. Now, what are you worried about, huh? We can deal with the devil here at Spring Creek on the Hazy Radio Network. Well, there ain't nothing in this reality we can't do, because we already done it, don't you see? We brought it all back to this loving moment of ecstatic love we call, you know, the orgasmic tradition of humanity, okay? How about that, man? Now that's classic, just like our rock and roll is here on this little Coyote medicine show we call what? Spring Creek, don't you know? The Rockin' News Radio show in this reality, because you're here, baby. You know, you're the icing on the cake and the candle that's all lit up on it too. And baby, you better go out no matter which way that kid blows his breath, okay? I mean, you know, give him his wish. Don't be a, you know, ornery little candle, man. Just down you go, man. Even if the kid blows the other way, man, it's magic, okay? You know, show the kid what's real, man. You want a wish? Well, make a wish, kid. And then try to blow me out, but I'll just go out anyway, okay? And then you just flicker back on when they're not looking. Kid's got his wish already. It's all okay. See, so we all get to have it our way. It's just about a matter of synchronization. Yeah, synchronization, it seems like an imposition, but it's inside, it's inner synchronicity, but it's inner synchronized with everything the outer's got going on too. See, so it's inner synchronicity. Yeah, there we go, man. It kind of implies a little rock and little roll, little rhythm, little harmony, don't you know? I mean, it's the birthday cake of love, baby. And what's our birthday, man? Well, that's the day we arrive at a new state of being, and, you know, get in the skin and try it out again, right? See, it's like, shit, yeah, man, you know. Well, today's that day, man, and we don't have to go and, you know, do anything more than just hang out inside our soft, sweet little hide and enjoy the vibe that's taking us for a ride, bringing us back to life, you know, because the rays of love from this radio show are going everywhere, don't you know? Like I say, man, I'm looking in on it now. Let me tune into our little, radiator there. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. It's like a ball of fire in the sky, man. It really is, you know. Son of a gun. You guys are coming back to life quick. Well, it's about time. I mean, we better pull this shit off. Because, I mean, you know, have you had enough entertainment yet? I mean, are these people ruling the world got you down yet, or bringing you around yet? Are you seeing beyond the mythical into the reality, you know, seeing beyond the bullshit of, you know, the ugliness and the heartlessness and everything that's cruel and unusual? It should never have been here, should never be here, so it never is. We undone it, man. We got our gain, you know, we got our heart back in our brain back in our heart, man. See, they work in unity. There's no separation. In separation, they're both pretty weak instruments, aren't they? Yeah. At least they seem to be. But see, there was no separation. That's the point, baby. We just chose to have a nice little dream and live in it for a while. And, baby, it became a nightmare, you know. But, jeez, weasel, where else could you know, dare? I mean, you wouldn't even want to make a movie like this. Not like we've lived. You wouldn't want to. It's too scary. It's too evil. Too dark, man. Nobody, you know, everybody'd love it, but everybody come out of their zombie eyes for the rest of forever, eh? Can't do that to them now, can't we? Got to get over here to Spring Creek, man. Get this clear drink of water here on the Hazy Radio Network with Grandpa, Coyote, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and all the rest of our doggy friends tuning in here today, along with us. Humane beings, baby. We're finding the way, you know, to be humane today. Now, first and foremost, you got to quit picking on yourself. You ain't the ugliest thing ever created. You are the most beautiful thing ever thought of, ever dreamed of, okay? Just think of yourself in that way. Start there, okay? And if you can't see it just yet, well, then take my word for it, you know, shit. I'm Grandpa, okay? You know, grandfather of love, man. A coyote, of course, but love is coyote, don't you know? The joke's on you all the time. All the love you're looking for outside, always been right there inside of you, man. You get out today in the sunlight, you gotta play, man. You know, in nature, baby. Don't be dawdling around in the city. Get the hell out of there, man. You know, you're all inundated with micro-nuclear radiation. I mean, just go. Get out of there. I don't care what you think about the harmful nature of the sun or the disagreeable nature of nature. I don't care. Just get out there anyway, man. Get your sissy little ass out in the woods, out in the forest, man. Find yourself a little clearing beside a meandering stream or something. I mean, you know, dream it and it'll be there for you somewhere, even down there in Alabama, I'd say. Maybe even over there in Australia, I'll bet you. Today, you know, they're living in tomorrow already. Those guys are so far ahead of us, man, in that down under. We should call them the up under, okay? Because they are uplanders, man, down there in the down under uplander, okay? Always that day ahead of us, man. Newsies, too, man, you know. I think newsies and newfies should get together in this world, don't you? I think that's the ideal pairing of nations right there, you know, and tribes, too, man, you know. The Newfoundlanders, which are, no, for those of you who don't know, that's up there on the eastern coast of Canada, man. You know, it's quite the place. There's all these Newfie jokes, kind of in the nature of Pollock jokes, but not in a mean sort of way. We love the Newfies, man. They just have a simple way, and they live by the sea in this most beautiful place. They get the hell beat out of them in the winter, and they don't even notice. I mean, you know, they're polar bears, man. Durable goods, man. Well, so's the Newsies down there in that end of the world. They're so dang isolated from everything, yet they live in some of the most awesomely gorgeous and loving country there could ever be. I think it's a little tip of Atlantis sticking up there, of the old Atlantis, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's Lemuria, or one of those old ancient enchanted places where humanity really have it made. They don't even want you to think about that, let alone think that something like that. You came from apes, baby. Planet of the Apes, remember? See? MGM always tells it. No, that was Paramount. But they always been Paramount is Paramount, man. That means the top of the heap, you know. So shit, Planet of the Apes. That's your history, baby. Oh, that's your future. Oh, okay. You know, in a weird clown-like sort of way, in one timeline, it kind of turned out that we weren't monkeys, but we were like little gray aliens, man. Well, we had various sizes and formats, but you know, we were still in a basic human form, but it was just a whole different thing, and it didn't think the same, didn't feel the same as what we are here and now. See, this is about, in this time frame, for whatever the reason, I don't know what it is, but in this time frame, man, we are more open. In that heart area, it's all the more available to us. It's kind of a seasonal thing, a cycle, a long, long cycle kind of thing, and, you know, threading through time kind of thing. So when we bebopped and landed on our faces there 3,500 years from now, we came back about 7,000 years, you know, and found the original anomaly that began it, you know. I mean, it was about 3,000 years before it manifested in more or less this time frame here. This time frame here was the turning point because of the tremendous opening and available, but that we had so tricked ourselves into believing the 3D in that time frame that we didn't get it. We missed it. And so then we went on to interbreed with these reptilian beings, and that's what happened to humanity, man. You know, I mean, that's one possible timeline. That's one we were living on at one time, baby, I'm telling you. So we had time travelers, which are the same basic soul family throughout all of this cosmic thing we call history. It's, you know, every time there's a little turn, there's a little coyote medicine there. It's always this coyote tribe that's there sneaking in the medicine when nobody's looking, or right there in their faces when everybody's looking, but it's a coyote thing through and through. You'd never know it until after the fact, see. You couldn't let them know it straight up. They just wipe you out and away you go, but, you know, at least you'd have an effect. You know, it's similar to setting off an atomic bomb back in those days. It destroyed everybody's illusions if you off somebody, you know. All of a sudden there was conscious presence in everybody, and some folks just had a deal and they didn't know what was real and what wasn't. It drove them right over the edge. But then, you know, that's part of the human experience, you know, that state of everything being knocked out from under you. Everything you thought was solid and real, what you could rely on, that was the deal. All of a sudden it ain't real. It's gone. And it doesn't work anymore. And there you are kind of tumbling around because you don't know that you've been found. You don't know that you just gave it all back and took your heart back inside yourself, your full presence of person. And in your chest, you're feeling more full than you ever have before. I mean, this love is alive, and it's beginning to realize that in every part of our ever-present being, and every person tuned in here, and then some, dear. There's a lot of ways of tuning in, hon. Some of those are really kind of fun. I'll have to give you some background instruction someday. I'll do like all the whiz-bangers do. I'll put out an instructional video. How to commune in a mystical sort of way while the, you know, spring creek is a flowing, dears. It's only $55 plus tax and recapable carcass and federal excise tax because we're excessive, okay? Oh, baby, that's such a metaphor. You know, what you always wanted is free. It's a free-for-all. There is no charge. There is no price paid. So we've got to get over that whole concept, you know. And that'll end your suffering right there, you know, and everybody else's too, you know. there's an experience in this nightmarish dream we chose to live in. And through many lifetimes, however you see the means happening, it's happening. And through many lifetimes, we've brought this stuff to a pinnacle moment now where the shift is on, man. It's like we got a 15-speed transmission here in our rocket ship, and all of a sudden we're hitting gear 35. We didn't even know we'd gone through all those other gears because we didn't even know they were there. We just felt this shift every time because the guy's a little bit rough. I mean, he likes slamming the hammer down, you know, and testing the U-joints in the rear ends and tires and stuff, you know. Let's see if we can smoke them, man. Only when I heard that in the background, nobody was really even paying attention except for one or two of us here and there, you know. But outside of that, nobody else even knew we was going for a ride, you know, let alone that we were shifting gears we didn't even know we had. And here we are all of a sudden realizing we hit gear 35, which is basically the infinite number. I mean, you know, if you think about it, 35 is an 8, okay? And what does that do? It just goes round and round and round and round. It keeps crossing over itself. But every time it does, it's going over the top and over the top and over the top and over the top. See, so it's an ascending spiral in a figure 8, okay? I know you can live that one right now because it's happening right there inside of you, beginning to see how we unravel the mystery. When we see the flow, then we don't resist it no more. And guess what? It don't resist us either, man. I mean, you know, you can only swim upstream for so long. You can only go against the wind so much. It wear you down. Just like the stream wears the stone down into sand, man. But sand is really grand when you're standing down there on the beach, soaking up the sun and becoming one with everything that is, because it is because you're there witnessing, being, living that, and loving that into being. It flows through you and all your cohorts there on the beach with you too, man. You know, not everybody's scattered everywhere else around this universe as well as around this earth. Honeys, we got cousins, uncles, aunts, you know, superiors, inferiors, all that kind of shit out there in human form coming back at us now because we already transformed. We already made the shift, see. Now we're just starting to realize that gear 35, man, you know, that we really hit the high overdrive. You know, there's not a truck out there that's geared any higher than this, nor a rocket ship, nor a stagecoach, nor, you know, a spaceship. Oh, yeah, mother love in motion, man. Well, that's the one thing superior to all, but that's the point we just hit. So now we're all inferior, okay? Just get down on your knees and grovel a bit, you know, and waller around in the mud and feel, oh, I'm so evil, I gotta change. Oh, hell no, Mama don't want you doing that. You get your clothes dirty, man. Shit, no, get out of that mud puddle, man. You need to come on over here to the picnic park and play with Mama, man. You know, I'll show you how it's done, you silly kids. Gee whiz, time for you to come home and, you know, have a little home-cooked loveliness and let's party, babies. And then Mama remind you how to party, because you guys seem to have forgotten it all. You know, I mean, you forgot your real history. The best times for humanity are always when we're partying. As a group, unified across the planetary global reality that some people think is flat. Don't matter if it's a dome, it's a dome. Who cares? You know? It's here, and it's real enough, okay? And we're living it, baby. And now we start to see the truth of our reality, our real history. This is how we always brought it forward. But it's also why we never quite pulled it off, because there are too damn many sourpuss that brought the body down instead of bringing it around. But this time, man, we switched it when nobody was looking, so here we are. I mean, you know, that shift happened so long ago. You felt the acceleration, the G-forces of it. You saw Mother Earth wobble a little bit. The sky kept wiggling around. Still does, man. Right to this moment, baby. That's because, well, there's a reassemblage going on. It's a perceptional thing in each and every human being. You know, which makes it undeniable, because then it's your personal experience and nobody can get away from it. This is a dream fulfilling a dream inside of every human being that is. smallest to the tallest, the littlest, the fattest, the skinniest, the shortest, the most minute, whatever, Rudy toot toot, we are what we are, but we're all the same being, man, the same presence, the same mother blood, born of the ocean, man. Mother blood in motion, the flow of the wave on the ocean. This is the wave of the humanity. This is where we take our liquidity, re-energized, of course, because we brought the light back in, the love back in, reduced the density of it greatly, you see. Just enough so you can feel the rest of its lightness. That's the deal, see. So we root it down so we can bring ourselves around, okay? That's what we've been doing, wandering around the darkness all day, when we didn't have to. See, there is no night. There always is the light in everything, everywhere. Everything else that tells you anything different than that is an illusion. A cartoon, a nightmare dream, if you will. And it has no more substance to it than that. But you know how real your dreams can feel. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean. That's the kind of situation we got into here, Kind of got more or less stuck in this dream for a while. But we were working shit out inside of ourselves as the dreamer and as the active participant in the dream, too, both. See, because they're simultaneous persons. This is a reduction of the grander person, which is the dreamer, which is called grander because there's only an element of that grandness here until you start to catch on, dear. Then the same way you wake up in a dream that just kind of dissolves into you rather than away from you. Well, that's what happens here. It's like this dream we're living in dissolves into our ever-present reality. They're one and the same. And they never were separated. That was the aspect of the dream. It's how we brought ourselves in and out of it so it didn't drag us down too far, you see. And that's also how we brought ourselves around. We worked through it. Lucid dreaming, they call it, but there was a conscious presence in it beneath the surface, always. The divine flow of the divine feminine, the caring mother, don't you know? She's only going to let you go so far. You think you're totally free, and you are. But you're also protected from your own ineptitude quite often. Notice how sometimes the after effects don't backfire on the way they used to. See, there's a newness here because you're starting to catch on, dear. You're seeing that Mother's always been here, that caring love, let's say. I call it Mother Mary J. because I love her so. She's helped me understand and grow into that presence, and I know she's helping you too, whether you participate or not. The buzz is there, cuz, and it's vibrating out in harmonic expression. There it goes. One of those, I was thinking suppression because it has been suppressed a long time ago. The song of the heart, don't you know? But that's that mother love. That's that caring thing that, no matter how tragic or unmagic or magic it looks in this reality, she's the one that makes sure it doesn't get out of hand. For as far as it goes, it didn't go as far as it can, you see. That was the plan. We're protected. Inside that, if we had to, we could suddenly wake up and end the tragedy before it ever happened. But that's so shocking, and then you got to deal with all of that, and it's better just to do it in a flow, don't you know? Recognize the circular pattern of that 8. See the acceleration of it too as it rises higher. It starts to go. Pretty soon you can't even see that it's passing. And you realize that's the dream too. That's the stuff it's made of. That's the center of the dream. But the truth of it is it dissolves into an ever-expansive glow that you're the center of. And the rest is the creation that surrounds you. All my relatives, as the indigenous say. Okay? That's a Spring Creek moment, given in a Coyote sort of way, which is Spring Creek with a cactus growing beside it, okay? You're starting to understand what that might mean? You're starting to see yourself fulfilling your presence in this dream. We're going home because we're already there, babies. You feel it. It is real. As real as you want to feel it to be, okay? And that feeling is the rooted down part of it. And the rest of it grows from there into an expressive cosmic reality that you're syncopated with everything that is, and it's all syncopated with you. In other words, we participate in synchronicity. Trying to shorten up a few words, okay? Minimize the effort today. Oh, us humans are clever. We can get out of anything, especially run away from ourselves. My goodness. We've had a wild run at it, haven't we? Well, babies, you know, the run has caught up to us because you can't outrun yourself. I mean, you couldn't even, I mean, you're not divided from any of it. That's why even though you might move from one side of the planet to the other, you get in the same type of situation until you start to figure it out. Don't matter. You're cosmically still living wherever you be. See, location don't matter because it's all one place of being. It's all one life. Centered around you and your love too, baby. You know, it's what you are. In fact, there is no separating those two. You and love are simultaneous terms, okay? And you is me, and me is simultaneous with love too. It's all love, life, and the flow of that loving light in its most cosmic and beautiful form of expression. I know, we're pretty warped here, but baby, we're working our way through. When you realize the beauty of the inside, the outside takes that ride too, see? You start to realize it is beautiful. All of it, all of us, however we might be portrayed, that there's a cosmic medicine, that just equitizes it all, because it is so darn beautiful. It's like looking on the waves of the ocean and seeing the little molecules of foam at the edges and the streams and the substreams and all the life, the little fishies surfing away in that wave, etc. Man, it's like, wow. It's that feeling moment where you realize it's all one big love and flow. And it's death to all you know. And life to the living that's here. It's a reality, dear, see? To tell you the truth, there ain't no death. There's only the living. See? Death is an illusion, too. In and out of the dream, remember? Oh, baby, in this July, good time to fly. I thought so. Declare your inner dependence right now, man. In other words, you don't wear Depends no more because you already got over doing that, you know. I mean, now you're getting on with the colorful side of things. You dealt with the misery, in other words. Now you get to participate in the growing success of the loving heart inside of yourself. Time of reward, if you want to see it that way, but it's a natural inheritance. It's returning to what we are. And you don't have to stand before any governmental entity and declare your rights or anything like that. You just be what you are. The rest dissolves quite naturally into the true reality. Back to the elegant love, the dignified one, that know how to have fun because we're innocent. Always have been, always will be. Even in these projections into the dreaming world of what we call 3D, okay? The earthly reality, where life was unreal and everything was separate until you gave yourself the time to feel. See, because we're all blocked away from that feeling from the day we first get traumatized, whatever that might be. Boing, ching, down, well, then it's always there as a pressure of one sort or another. Not really a pressure. It's just something that's just itching inside to get out and be something. You don't know quite what it is. You just are driven by it, of course. If you're any kind of semi-conscious presence in this reality, not everybody lives this, but everybody does, because somebody does, you see. We all have this identical experience in a way, in a relative sort of way, because it's one conscious presence in all of it, and each person that is, as a personal experience. Like, threads the flow of notes, tunage through the music, the harmony. All the little rhythms and vibrations and all the energy of love that goes behind it to create such beautiful music in the first place. See, the urge to create, that is the mother love. And now the urge to live in that creation, that is the mother love too. coming back to life inside of me and you and my little doggy too, and all these angels and all these ancestrals, these cousins we've got spreaded around the creation, especially the universe, man. Our galactic presence is well known across this universe, even though there's only a tiny little molecule of presence here. Getting to be a whole lot more than that now. We find out we're the center of the show, don't you know, the place where it begins. Spring Creek. Yeah, and it looks a hell of a lot like Colorado in places, yeah. Well, maybe there's some resemblance to where you are too, man. Start to see the beauty, the truth, the love that you're made of, babies, and you living it. And loving it too, man. And this old shite just dissolves away. I mean, the drama, you know, the incredible poetic drama, the sinister aspects of it too. I mean, everything just goes boing. And it ain't no more. 'Cause it never really was. Oh, chew on that for a moment or two. Ooh, that sweet drink of water is coming through. Here on the Hazy Radio Network, networking with you through the heart of Grandpaw, Coyote, and a bunch of angels too, driven on by our assistant DJ here, Mr. Okiwan Kenobi, the whiniest but most beautiful and happy little weenie dog you ever did want to see. In fact, he's as wise as all get out. You know, it's a lot of his wisdom coming through me, man. Oh, I love my dog. Having fun with you today. I hope you're having fun with it too, okay? Hey, let's rock our little arses off a little more. Get our heart just pumping up, okay? Because, man, all the rest of us is ready. Here on Hazy Radio Network, you betcha. It's a Spring Creek moment day after day, ain't it, baby? Even into this day, there's gateways being provided through the heart of love, through the musicians of the moment, man, you know. Depends on who they are, where they're at, but, you know, it's not quite the same anymore, you know. They've kind of synthesized the game, but guess what? The heart's got its flame, and no matter what you do, it's always shining through. And what does that do? It breaks everything down to clarity, you know, where it just breaks it down to its basic elements. And you see what's really going on here, dear. And you see the motion of love in all of it. Now that takes a bit of a stretch for some folks because we're really hung up on the bitterness against them and them and them and them. Or, man, how can they rape that whole country, etc., etc., etc.? It's like you got to move beyond the concepts of 3D to see what really be. And then you'll no longer be reacting to it. And guess what? It won't be there anymore. The world of nastiness just dissolves away, man. It's the greatest fiction we ever did play, but it's a reality because we lived it, okay? You see how that works, man? It's just like actors in a play that really get carried away and believe their characters. And if they forget their lines, the lines come out just fine. I mean, they got it just right. And the director, well, he might as well be retired, man. This is self-directing. The director is the heart of love. And you got to know that's a mother love now. You see, this is what we're awakening to. That which we put away so long ago began to separate ourselves from, like weaning time for humanity, you know. And so we had to go through our insanity of that, the anger, the separate feeling from the mother and all that good stuff, all the misperceptions we get involved in that customary sort of way. Welcome to hell, grandfather, let's go play. It's about like that day after day. But it's such a bright light. It's such a great love that even allows you to live through this shit. You know, let alone dream it into being and being that self-directing of flow of the heart, don't you know? I mean, every lesson needed to be learned is taught here, and you get it inside of the 3D quite naturally. I mean, in a rapid succession if you're ready for it, you know. It can be a rockin' life, man, but because of a rockin' life, one that beats you up a little bit, pushes you around a little bit, helps you desire to expand and grow in the heart way because you don't see any other way. The more they push the darkness into you, the less of it there is, because you just transform that shit. You ain't gonna live that way. That ain't the way of the heart, man. It ain't the way of love. You've compromised long enough. Now it's time just to let that dissolve away. See the sweet love in creation, within you today, and me and everybody else that you see and are. And we're connected, and we're interconnected. Shit, we're all the same creation, man. It's one great big old gigantic love in everything. No mystery about that. But until you feel it, it ain't real. So it's in what you feel, and then it grows from there, see. It gets all of your energies unified. It dissolves away the idea of polarity. Push-pull. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. That kind of shit dissolve away. Myth. Charming little myth, but myth just the same. You see, there's a whole reality beyond that one. Just one step beyond. One little cosmic step in expansive growth. And you see a more natural flow, and you're not caught up in the drama anymore. And because it can't be fed, its time is over, it's dead. You know, the reality of the heart's back to life, and there ain't no suffering. Nobody has to volunteer. You know, though, I got to tell you, the soul really appreciates the burning of suffering, the heavy weight of it. You know, this is not something you could feel or deal with on any other level in any other way but the 3D, because it's total myth. Yet we did it. Done it. Do it. But in this moment of time, we see the divine in all of it. See, there is no darkness. Everything is made of light. Now, we might have some, you know, caricatures that are creating caricatures here in this 3D, you know. It's been pretty weird, you know, pretty nasty. But you got to understand, it's one of them detective kind of comic books, you know. So it's got some gruesome shit in it. I'm sorry, man. But we live to tell about it, no matter what happened here, you see. Because death is not our reality. We don't have to fear it. We don't have to fear anything. We're not made of fear. We're made of love. Even the fear is made of love, and the fear ain't here. It's only when you are feeling separate from your heart that you fear anything. Then you fear everything. You could screw up any time. But when the heart's there, it's a natural flow. You move beyond to the concept of 3D. And everything you do is just like a moment of death when you see it. You know, the whole life just flashes before your eyes. And you go, wow, I thought that was pretty, you know, screwed up. Man, that's an amazing experience. Wow, you know. You just start to grow back into the idea of what you've really been living here. And thank goodness it's just a momentary flash, and then you're back in your body. And the accident gets avoided somehow, magically so. But you needed that moment to bring you around, to remind you of what you're really doing here. Kind of like a little spark lighting the end of the fuse on a little Roman candle or something like that. Whatever they call them glow things that blow up in the sky and go boom and make lots of pretty colorful lights and shit, you know. But are so much like warfare. Oh my goodness. See. Well, anyway, we're not living on that side of the 3D anymore, so we won't let the darkness go away. We just dissolve it away. I mean, there is no darkness. There is no divided nature in our reality. Nothing is separate from anything. All of it flows together in everything. Grand Symphony of Life, I call it, but you call it what you will, man. Shit, I'm just, you know, here expounding on the expanding heart and sharing the energy of it in a feelable, knowable way. See, this is a little radio show that, you know, is real, man. You can live it. You can see it. You can be it. Baby, you anchored down in those feelings, and holy cow, you know, these old spiritual type folks working in that mystical type way to give us the right piece of tunage at just the right time. I mean, it's all spontaneous, man, you know. And we got every, you know, rock and roller ever known probably back there in the green room somewhere, and a few country westerns too, because they're not all bad, you know. Some of those cowboys aren't just worthless drunks that spent too long in the saddle herding them sheep. Okay, I'm having a little fun with you here. today, but you got to remember it's only Thursday. I don't get serious till Friday. Then we really get on with it, okay? So if you tuned in today, take the medicine you can get. But we'll come back tomorrow. At what time is that? 8 o'clock in the morning. That's when we begin. We've got a lot more to go here. I'm not signing off by any means. I'm just encouraging you to come around, because Free Day Friday is like, wow. That's where we take all the cosmic expansion and awareness and, mitigated growth that we mitigated ourselves through, and we mitigate ourselves into a whole new reality, too. Of course, we're doing that right now, isn't it? Well, it must be the same time, but anyway, Friday is like, because we live it in a perceptional way. Well, it's always more fun, because that's the day we get free, baby. Free Day Friday. See, what's freedom? I don't know. It's when you feel okay and nobody's pushing you around, telling you what to do or say or how to act or setting any cultural behavior norms. Nobody's harassing you because you're a sexy little thing. They all want to be like dogs in heat, etc. None of that's happening anymore. You're in a place that's settled, where growth comes now by cosmic expansion. Increase in awarenesses, not decreases. The age of trauma, pain, the suffering is over with, man. You dissolve that stuff away. It's kind of like the white buffalo turned blue, and then kind of spectacular too, and became all the colors of the rainbow in you. And everything around too. So you start to get on, man. We got a gazillion ways of describing that, don't we? But only one way of living it, and that's to be it, man, Just let you, but yeah, it does take. You got to let go. No, you don't got to nothing. You will let go of what you've been holding on to here, whatever it is, dear. It's time. It's time. I mean, you can't deal with it in one way and think to have it another. It's only the charm of your heart. Let that charm you then into this restart, okay? Give it all up. Appreciate it. Love it. Just like when you were dying and that flash came, look at it. Let it flash. Get the cash, man. The payoff. In other words, I'm just kidding when I say cash, but you understand. See, and you get yourself into a whole new reality, a whole different situation than you ever were before. You're not near so hard on yourself for beginners. And boy, you're a whole lot softer on other people too. You start to see them through eyes that can really appreciate. Even the ugly mother truckers that, make misery for others, etc. I mean, you see through the facade. You see the angry little child that could never get enough and never will accept until you see something beyond what they see. You see into them. They are you. They're the same heart too. And you remind them then of how so created of love they, quote, quote, are. And you see it in you too. It's a moment of union. Recognition changes everything. No one can refuse or resist it in any way, because it's our loving reality. Can't find negativity in it, nor positivity. You only find the grand nature of an expansive, aware, awakened love. That means love that can feel itself in everything. That's what makes it real. Sparkly and bright, Just right. I call it the sunlight coming up from inside, man. So if you haven't got your sunlight yet, get out there and do it today, or as soon as you can if the weather's a little weird, man. But get yourself in a place where you can experience nature, which is a little higher thing than just the organic and the motion of the 3D. But you see, just go there. Be there. Some little place calling you, man. Some little place. You might have to go in the company of friends because you live in a very crowded place, but there's protection in numbers. But there's also the ability to be alone in the company of others, which means not isolated, but to have your personal experience ongoing. Even though there's others around you having their personal experience too, it's all in the same wavelength. Can't help it. But each one's got their own little variety of it, see. But it's a rejoining of heart with the presence of Mother Love, allowing her to let you feel satisfied for the first time in forever. A satisfaction that is based in a heart that is content. Right in the place that it be. So don't rob yourself of this reality, man. Give yourself time. Give yourself a moment to experience this divine in whatever way it'll present itself to you today, okay? Because we got a whole lot of loving underway in this reality, and things are changing fast, man. As the old mother trucker put it in 35th gear and hit the gas, man. And we're on our ass, man, but enjoying the ride, man. She's a hell of a chauffeur, ain't she, man? I tell you what, she don't even need a license, man. Everybody just gets out of the way when mama gets behind the wheel and says, I'm going to play and take my children along the way, okay? You ready for the ride, baby? Well, you're already on it. Now all I got to do is realize why you're feeling the world whirling around you so rapidly, man. You just get yourself back in this perspective of heart, and you see the reality not of what can be, but what is. Okay? Getting it clear there in the hazy radio sort of way here at Spring Creek with Grandpaw, Coyote, Okiwan, Kenobi, and a whole raft of energetic friends, man, vibing this thing up, eh? I'd say rock and roll's here to stay. So are we.